Hello YouTubers! I'm going to talk about a video for players out of contract during this year's trade period. So I'll have a quick chat in regards to James Peatling and Peatling Smith. Before I start, it will be much appreciated if you can subscribe, comment and like. All subscribers will be much appreciated and can assist in my channel to grow. Alright, let's go. Let's get started. Yeah! We've got less than 1 week left to the end of the trade period, which ends on 16th of October at 7:30 PM Eastern. At this stage, the players out of contract have more negotiation power, as after this date, the teams, i.e. GWS for Peatling and the Doggies for Peatling Smith, those teams would be under pressure to get a deal undertaken or finalised, given that if no trade is agreed beyond this deadline, will not receive any compensation picks for their players. The team that are crying for their service, i.e. LA Crows for Peatling and Geelong Cats for Peatling Smith, have more power. In this video, we'll talk less in regards to Baker, given that the Geelong Cats and the LA Crows have more of the bargaining power for seeking Peatling Smith and James Peatling, respectively. Going on trade value, the rumours are that the Giants are seeking the LA Crows 2022 second rounder future pick and also this year's pick 46. It's alleged that the Crows have only offered their future second rounder, and both teams are going to just basically negotiate, and I can't see any of this trade happening until last day of Wednesday, where one team will be more under pressure to complete the deal. However, in previous dealings between the Crows and the Giants, a number of years ago, Crows allegedly offered the Giants a pick in the late 20s for Jason Hately, I should say, and it was not agreed by the club. Therefore, given that the Crows came last in that season, they had picked one in the preseason draft and they just drafted Hately in the preseason draft. So technically, based on the allege that the Crows have offered Peatling $600,000 per year over 4 years, and reading lots of articles, the Crows do have a lot of salary cap space, and in theory they could copy what Carlton had did a number of years ago when they were trying to acquire Jack Martin from the trade period from the Gold Coast Suns, but both teams could not agree to a deal, and therefore Carlton had taken Martin in the preseason draft. In theory, the Crows could offer Peatling $1 million plus in year 1, given that they have some cap space, and then reduce his amount in year 2, 3 and 4. But most teams do not try to go through that scenario and heading towards the preseason draft. But it'd be interesting if Peatling did go in the preseason draft, as clubs like Richmond, West Coast and North Melbourne, in theory, have a lot of cap space. So I don't think Peatling and the Crows would want to head towards that direction. But however, who will yield first in the trade? The Crows or the Giants? Will the Giants get the Crows' future second pick 46, or the Crows will only give a future second? However, the longer that the trade takes, I believe the Crows will have more of a bargaining chip, and see how we go late on Wednesday evening. The second one is Peatling Smith from the Doggies. I can see this similar to the deal that the Bulldogs had traded Dunkley to the Brisbane Lions. The paperwork was only completed 20 minutes before deadline, and both teams will negotiate. The Doggies want more than pick 17, so the Cats are alleged offering pick 17, and I can understand the Dogs are requesting more than pick 17. Even though Smith did his knee last year, he's still one of the top players when fit, and he's only 23 years old, so he's still got like 10 years at least left in his career. And again, A-grade player who was one of the best players for the Doggies in the finals in 2021. And for pick 17, I can understand why the Doggies want more than that. And it's going to be negotiated between two teams, and prior to deadline, we'll see if the Cats offer more than pick 17, or the Bulldogs have to just accept pick 17. Or else, Smith could potentially walk into the national draft and put a figure amount, or he can nominate himself in the preseason draft. So he has some options. But ideally, the Bulldogs would want some sort of compensation pick or pick to acquire Smith's service, a pick in the late teens, instead of losing him for free. In conclusion, the longer the deal takes, I believe that the players have more bargaining power, as the clubs will know that they'll have less time to negotiate and will consider letting the player walk to the preseason draft for free